Hi and welcome back to Joe Talks Cars and welcome to another video. Welcome back my Cayman S to the channel. Now, regular viewers of this channel will know that this car has caused me pretty much no end of problems. Through breakdowns, repair bills and just general running costs, this thing has cost me an absolute fortune. Now, when I bought the car, I was well aware of all of these things. Things like bore scoring, which ultimately bit me. But general running costs, tyres, brakes, that sort of thing, it's very expensive on a Cayman. I was well aware of that. What I didn't really account for was other things happening to it, such as people bumping into it in car parks. That's exactly what's happened to the Cayman. To add insult to injury, after spending thousands and thousands of pounds on this car, somebody has reversed into it. Now, the damage on the car isn't that extensive. It's only on the back quarter, I'll show you it in a minute, but it's just more expense that I didn't really plan for when owning this car. All my cars in the past, I've been pretty lucky with them. I keep this on the driveway, well out of the way of people. But unfortunately, YouTube is not my full-time job and I do have to go to work. I won't say where I work, but it involves parking in a public car park. I've tried to park right near the edge, away from people, near other colleagues, and that day, one of the colleagues went home early, leaving a nice little gap for someone who can't drive to park in it. So this is the area in question. The car is really mucky at the moment because we haven't had a dry day in about what feels like 5 months. So the car is covered in dirt, you can't really see the damage, but I'll put some footage on the screen now to show you the fresh damage. And yeah, you can see how it's caught the back end of the bumper. It's actually caught the alloy wheel as well, which is really annoying because these wheels, although they're a little bit corroded on the inside, they've got no curb marks. They're actually really good condition, so that's a massive shame. The worst part of the damage is just up here. So what happens is they've caught the bumper, which obviously that all needs repainting now, but they've also caught this bit. This bit is one continuous piece, all the way down here, all the way over the top, and right down towards the front. The garage that I spoke to, who I've used for all my paintwork in the past, they're an absolutely brilliant garage. I'll put all the links to them in the description. And they said, yeah, you could blend that, you could probably spray it and tidy it up and make it look right, but you shouldn't. This is a Porsche, it needs to be done right. It's for my social media, it's part of essentially a little business of mine, and I want to make sure it's done right. They did hit the car fairly hard, and now I'm sat here, I can actually see where the bumper has actually popped off the side. This is what really happens when you have your car bumped into. You immediately think, oh, it's just a little scrape, there's nothing to it. When you start looking, you realise things are probably bent out of shape. The clips are probably broken inside there. The guy did offer to pay cash because he did come forward after a little bit of gentle encouragement from social media. Came forward and said, it was me, I'll pay for the damage. He was really surprised when I got the quote back from the garage that said it would be around £800, but that's because it needs the whole rear bumper repainting again, and it needs half of the side of the car doing, all because of this little bit here. And yeah, it needs to be done right because, like I said, this is part of my little business now. This is what earns me money, it allows me to keep the car, and if I'm being honest, I work hard for this and I want it done right. So it will be going through the insurance, which will cost me nothing, and yeah, it'll all be getting done. The garage who I've spoken to said that we'll be able to show the footage, show the repair bill, show the process and everything like that, so that'll be really cool to see some paint going onto this car. I'm just hoping it hasn't done too much damage and the clips haven't come off and it hasn't bent or deformed the bumper too much. Until they start taking it off, we're not really going to find out. But fingers crossed, it's only a bit of paintwork. I think really I've been super lucky with this. Most people that have their cars bumped into in public car parks never find out who did it. They end up footing the bill themselves, and I've been very lucky on this occasion. But that's not it as far as expense for this car. So obviously all the paintwork will be getting done. It's going through insurance. I don't know when that's likely to be, but it looks to be sometime in August. But before then, in fact next week, by the time this video goes out, this car will be in about 1 million pieces because it's having its coolant crossover pipes done. Now, all of this will be covered on the channel in a future video. So if you are interested to find out how much it costs to have your coolant crossover pipes done and all of that, then make sure you hit subscribe now so you don't miss a single thing. God. Oh, there's literally flies everywhere. What the hell? My whole car has been like swarmed by flies, like genuinely. It sounds like rain hitting the car and it's just full of flies. Oh, it's disgusting. noise though, it's so worth it. When you take it out on these roads, and I whinge a lot on this channel about how much it costs me. I'm not gonna lie, I do boot off a lot about it. I get a lot of comments about that. But you get it out on a road like this, put your foot down, and it just brings smiles to my face. It's so worth it. But yeah, like I said earlier before I was attacked by millions of flies, the car is going into the garage probably, I think it's next week, so when this video goes out it's probably already in, the video is probably already started to be filmed. But yeah, it's getting all of its coolant pipes done, all the plastic ones, the metal ones, the whole lot. The parts have been ordered, they're very expensive, and obviously you've got labour on top of that, so I will reveal the full price of that on that video, because it's something to bear in mind with these cars. Now, the coolant crossover pipes are very common to go. This car is probably way overdue them happening because of the year of it, and they've never been replaced, so it's been very lucky. This car's on 69,000 miles and it's 2006, so for the coolant pipes to have not been touched yet is a result. So just bear that in mind if you are looking for a Cayman and you're looking around the 2006 mark, or even slightly new, I would say 2008, especially if it's got around 70,000 plus miles on it, the coolant pipes are probably done in. And in fact, if it's lived by the coast, probably a lot sooner. What happens is the metal part of them corrode and it just starts to weep. So yeah, it's a fairly expensive job, but it's something that unfortunately you'll see time and time again on forums. It's just what happens to these cars, and it's just one of those things that you've got to foot the bill for. After the coolant pipes, it will be going into the garage for the paintwork from all the damage, and yeah, it should be back to pretty much normal after that. I'm not sure what we're doing about the rear wheel, because obviously that was caught, there is a little mark on that. I don't know whether that's going to get a refurb or what, but either way it's getting fixed. So yeah, a nice fresh looking rear wheel on it. And after the coolant pipes, the car will have to have four-wheel alignment as well, which I'm going to get that booked in straight after the paintwork, because it's going from coolant pipes, paintwork, and then we'll go four-wheel alignment and get it sort of set for hopefully some better weather, some nice sunny long evenings where I can get out and really enjoy the car on these roads that I've got. And then yeah, hopefully the list of just massive bills is kind of behind me. I mean, of course I'm going to have the usual things, tyres, brakes, that sort of thing. They're all things that you plan for when you buy these cars, general running costs. Coolant pipes, unfortunately, I kind of knew in the back of my mind, probably going to need doing at some point, but it's a shame it's happened so soon into ownership and really not that long after a full engine rebuild. Now, I could have got the coolant pipes done when the engine was rebuilt, but I didn't know whether they'd been done because the car had actually been really meticulously looked after, and I thought maybe they've been leaking at some point. And on the receipt there was a coolant hose or two from a few years ago, so I did wonder whether they'd done it. Clearly not. That was obviously a separate issue, but here we are. It's got to be paid for, it's got to be done, and yeah, I'll bring you guys along with me as always and share the cost of it, because I just think it's really quite interesting, because these cars can be picked up quite cheap now, and people just think that yeah, it's the price of a Fiesta, it's going to be the same to run one, and apart from the extra fuel. But no, everything costs more. Servicing, tyres, brakes, every single nut and bolt that you need to put on one of these will cost money, whether that be Porsche tax or the garages charging more because it's more complicated to get to, everything takes longer. They're just a really expensive car to run. And thankfully, because my YouTube channel is doing so well because of the car and because of its issues, YouTube is paying me money, you guys are supporting me, and it's really helping to run the car. And I just want to take this opportunity, like I normally do, to say thank you to every single person that's taken the time to hit subscribe on my channel, because I have been blown away by the support this month. I know it's been very Goodwood heavy. I wanted to bring more Cayman content to the channel. Thankfully, someone kindly rammed into it and created a content opportunity. But I wanted to bring the Cayman back, because that's what most of you are here for. But I do appreciate everyone that's subscribing and following my YouTube journey, because it's exceeded all expectations. I'm at over 100,000 views this month, which for a small creator like me, that's huge. That's a massive amount of views. Subscribers are coming in thick and fast, and I do think that 5,000 subscribers is not going to be far off, which I can't believe it, because when I first hit 1,000 I was blown away. So to hit 5,000 would be like, wow. But it looks like it's going to happen, and I just want to remind anyone that hasn't already to hit subscribe, because I'm just as guilty as everyone else. I kind of watch my favourite creators and then realise I'm not actually subscribed. The actual YouTube feed delivers me what I want, and I've just never subscribed to them. So yeah, if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button, because it really does help the channel out. I know this channel has been mainly focused on Caymans, but obviously I do need to branch out, and I appreciate everyone for giving the new content style a go. I've been featuring Mercedes and all different things. I've been to Goodwood on it, and yeah, they don't get the views like the Cayman does, but I really do appreciate everyone that takes their time to watch them, comment on them and give feedback. And yeah, I've got to do something different. I can't just keep doing Cayman videos, it's impossible. I've got to branch out, and yeah, it's been fun doing that. Follow me for all the latest in Cayman ownership, and yeah, keep an eye on the channel for the paintwork and also the coolant hoses. So if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, for plenty more videos like this one to come. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.